Good morning. Good morning. I dare say you did hear some of those clicks. I forgot to mute the Be Live, but that's all right. That is quite okay. We're here for the daily Lenormand card spread reading. I'm Boundy, psychic medium, bringing it to you to my Facebook profile, my Facebook page, mytimetv.live page. So that's all the Boundies and YouTube channel. Also the Twitter and my Soulpreneurs app. So here we go. Hopefully all of those are working. I trust it does. You know what technology is. We can trust it. Hence what time I'm on. Oh, look, it's all okay. It's all okay. Good morning, Sarah. You're first in the list of who typed in the hello, good morning. So lovely to have you here, darling. And, I've got all the websites and stuff sitting there as well. The Buy Me a Coffee, that one's there. And I've also got the YouTube. Oh, no, that's the Buy Me a Coffee. I've got the Psychic Online one as well. There we go. And I've also got the rosboundy one, and that's there. So you can see all of those. You can pick and choose. It'll only show up in the business pages, not in the private profile aspect of our live stream. So good morning, Michaela. Lovely to have you here as well. You're second in the list. And we've got Hayley. Hi, how are you? I like the little hand emojis. They're lovely, aren't they? And those beautiful hearts. Thank you, Michaela. And Michaela saying good morning to Sarah. So wonderful. Let's go over to the cards since it is so late a start. We're over here and we've just had Michelle's comment pop up as well. So good morning to you, lovely. And it is lovely morning. It's grey, overcast, looking like it's going to be windy. Perfect day for spring. It almost feels like it's going back to winter, reversing. We're here for the cards, so do tap into your psychic senses and see what they have for you. We've got the Owl card telling us there are two things we should give our children. One's roots and the other is wings. And even as we ourselves have experienced our growth from being a child into an adult and, coming up a bit beyond, sometimes we can combine the two quite easily at this end of life. And we've got those wings and we've got the roots. I love my home space. Sometimes it's nice to just be free of, in the sense of what is an inner freedom, what is an outer freedom. We can go anywhere we like with books. And we do have our and it's written there, you know what they are, the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck. So by Sarah Marchetti. Love them, love them, love them. And the spread that we're using is the one I've been using for over 5 years now. Becoming very familiar with it by now, I can tell you. We've got the bear in the home space. We've got the clouds in the workspace. It's the fish in the unexpected. We've got birds or the owls as our role, and it's the letter as the outcome or the central. It's the main focus is this form of communication that we're going to be experiencing through the day in some form, letters or words, in more personal aspect there, I feel. So we've also got, Sarah, you're saying back to Michaela a good morning as well. And we have Nat with us now. So you love the owl cards. So do I. You do know that the owls are my totem and I love them. And there we have it. Oh, that side. Cute little thing. And one on the desk up there. And there's probably more around and about the space. Actually, I've got the little miniatures. But you can't quite see little ones. There's a whole row of little ones over there in the background. You'll have to take note next time. Right, let's go into the cards. I'm going to zoom in. You zoom in with your connection to spirit. See how much you can hear, how much you're gaining from that they are letting you know about these as we go through with what's my interpretation combined with spirit. I just say the words as they give them to me mostly. That's why sometimes you might hear me hesitate because I'm not quite getting it very clearly from them. But what we've got, bear. Now, what does bear do? Really is a hard-working type of an energy, but in the polar bear, I know because of it is mostly the mother bear that we see in those docos, the mother bear with the cub, nurturing and caring for them and doing whatever is needed to look after those cubs if she happens to have two. I think they only have one mostly. But anyway, in whatever way, it's that more nurturing feminine energy I feel from this bear card anyway. It does seem to bring forward that is the providing for the next generation, family. We are in the home space here. So in whatever form that you've got your family, what we're needing to do is continue with that loving nurture. It's sometimes going to include that, that the discipline that is needed. It's sometimes a hard discipline, but it's going to be that is for the better learning and growth for whoever the individual is. We can love unconditionally. We sometimes do put conditions on that love. But what are we aiming for? It is unconditional love, and being that is from that heart space. But it's not always just allow everything to happen as it does. Sometimes we need to take the guidance from spirit to be that is a strict parent at times, or just a guiding friend, and speak our truth to bring forward the learnings that the other person might need, and us within that lesson as well, because it is also teaching us that we need to have responsibility for some of what we pass on in the form of teaching to others. Remembering too that it's as much as the communication is speaking, it's also listening before we speak. Watch and see and listen before we act, so that it's the best possible outcome for all of those involved. In a win-win situation, creating the win-win situation. Sometimes it's not what is perceived as that until afterwards. So forge forward with your connection with spirit to trust what it is that you're showing and giving to others as well, and teaching. Okay, that's what I'm getting from that card this morning. And we've got Corinna has joined us as well. Good morning, Corinna. Now, over in the clouds, yes, we've got a heckish cloudy day sitting here in my office on a Tuesday morning. Clouds. It looks like it's going to be quite cool outside, all of that. But we know clouds are temporary. Like there was a beautiful day yesterday, we'll experience some of that cleansing. If it rains, it's going to nurture Mother Nature with the moisture in some form and somewhere. That's disregarding those places that might get downpours that are going to flood and things like that, because it happens around the globe. We are a globe here, and the energy shifts. Today, we're going to have some of this darker energy being brought through and clearing and cleansing and shifting into what is going to be those beautiful highs of watching from above with the birds, seeing the blue skies on the other side of the clouds even, and continuing on what is going to be a cleansing and refreshing experience in our work today. That's what I'm getting from Spirit for that, for the clouds. Now, we have got the fish, that watery energy in our homes. But, I was going to move the table. My chair's a little bit too close to the table. We've got the fish in their abundance and organised aspect in this. It's a school of fish. We only see 3, but 3 is a lucky number for me, so I don't mind. Bring like the moments where it's going to feel like we're teaming together with someone else, or it's emotional, or you can feel the abundance. It's a multifaceted card in its energetics, because there's so much involved in the fish card. It's not just abundance of riches, as far as money, although that might pop in through your day to day where you're handling a lot more money than usual. But certainly it's that sense of communing with others in an order, the schooling factor, they all turn at the one time and all that sort of stuff. It's that sense of connection with others in a way that is just right, because you don't have to think about it and you're in the right groove for it. And sometimes the emotions might just pop out occasionally to put you against that. I'm feeling that this is more about being in tune and aware and ready, because this is in the unexpected, to take the opportunity of what needs to be done at that moment in time that is going to help improve what abundance you're having as that flow through your day to day. Hopefully you can understand that, and we'll bring the card down to what is the communication, our role in that, because it all fits in together, doesn't it, with these cards. So our role is being that readiness to, we're listening, this is our self and our communication, our speaking and our listening, because the birds are that, their communication and sharing with each other what words we might have, what body language even we might display. But listen first, then take off and fly, take to wing, like we've got here, the wings and the roots as well, roots and wings. We've got that connection of being able to react as we need to respond to action. Doesn't have to be a reaction, it can be us taking the action first. So have that preparedness to do that through your day to day in whatever situation you find yourself. And here we go with the letter, that outcome. So it is that connection of team, abundance, and everything else, being ready to act, listening, and communicating. The words are another form of communication. As I went to put this card down and saw what it was, my instant feeling from the card was make it personal. It's bringing in that is on that softer, gentler, nurturing to self level, but sharing that with another as well. Because this form of writing as a letter, not just the emails or not just the text, but something a little longer, something with more meaning that's going to be on that more personal level. Look, I don't know how many of you may still have pen and papers or how much you use just the electronics. In some form, I'm feeling that, what we're going to be writing is a journal, is something that is possibly going to be shared with another, but not. So it does feel like the end of the day, writing the results of your day, what you felt, all of that is deeper, and hence the communication with self in this our wisdom, and connecting in with the fish at that emotional level, because it's a watery realm, that we are going to dig a little deeper within self by the end of the day in understanding more of who we are in the range of what's happened in our day. So, we might be doing a journal tonight. Just be open to that. And definitely, Sandra, the communication does include watching and listening, as I've mentioned. Thank you for sharing that. And you like writing in your journal, Sarah? That's great. I know I've got journals and notebooks scattered around my home that I've started, partly completed, not really been as consistent as I could have. And we've got Shaz here. Oh, good morning, Sharon. Lovely to see you here now. And Raywin, great to have you here as well. So as I've moved through my self-learning, self-growth, and done a lot of inner work over the years, there is a lot of journals that I've created, started, never completed. And I don't feel guilty about that. Sometimes I've found them and picked them up and reread them, especially when you're moving a few times. You go through the stuff to see, what do I need to keep, what, and take with me this time, and what do I need to let go of, give away, all that stuff, which I'm due to actually finish unpacking what I brought back here for 2 years ago, or is it 3 now? 3, I think. There's always something yet to do and process. We're never completely finished. So, those journals, just keep writing as you feel guided. At some point, I am moving through my dad's old diaries that he started just as a farmer's diaries from when he was 21 until about the 70, when he was 70. So 50 years of diaries that I want to type up. They might get as boring as shit by the end of it, but it could open up just wonderful knowings of what they went through in those particular years as history. because that's now becoming history. It's over 50 years ago. It's over, well, it's not 100 years yet, but you get the drift. It doesn't, it's the putting out in those words something that we have from within that brings us a greater understanding of what is happening in our lives. So it's a lovely way to bring forward what we're feeling too in those moments. So if you're led to, certainly do that. And Sarah's saying, beautiful reading, thank you. Journals are a great way to connect to your higher self as you let the words flow, absolutely, and spirit, of course. Wishing all a beautiful, blessed day with love. Thank you for that, Sarah. And Sandra, you have this. It's a long one, so I will read it. This morning I've just written to my son's new partner, an interesting sharing of who I am and my beliefs and asking them to share theirs with me. A very interesting concept. How do we present ourselves to a significant stranger? Wonderful way to do that. I've never even thought of doing that, but then I haven't had that same level of connection with those who move through my children's lives. No, just haven't. It's being there and talking most of the time. There's nothing wrong with writing a introductory letter. Very nice. I'm flabbergasted. What a great idea. Thanks for sharing that, Sandra. From Michaela, we have the beautiful emojis and hearts. Thank you. And from Matt, a wonderful thank you as well. Keep just being who you are. Be more ready to listen than speak and take off with action. It is that is the time that we can cogitate and think, feel, be in that listening mode first. And then we express what we need to in our actions and doings. So I loved the reading this morning. It was really quite wonderful. The bear coming out first and that loving, nurturing energy of what most mothers will know. And if you're not a mother, it doesn't matter. We still all have love in our heart and a desire to nurture others at our deepest level. So just be you and write those writings in whatever way that you need to. It is a way of expressing, and you don't have to share it with others, but it's lovely if you do, as I'm learning. So thank you. Thank you again for being here. If you need readings, certainly there's enough links floating around, or message me, of course, if you need to. And we keep moving forward together, and I expect that I will be here tomorrow morning, hopefully closer to the 8 o'clock again. It is my aim, so thank you. And yes, it is so true, isn't it, Raywin? So thank you and thank you. Be you, be the best you, and until tomorrow, namaste.